Hello, Hatters. Quite the title, huh? But it's best to be exact with these kinds of things. Still pretty sick Nora here, pulling herself together just enough to get this out here. Welcome to Devourment AE 1.6, the install guide that is meant for Mod Organizer 2 or MO2. There will be a version separately made from Vortex, and I'm pretty sure I'll upload the two at the exact same time just to cover both ends. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way and we can dive right into the mods. This is an adult mod that requires accessing adult sites. If you're below the age of 18, go do something else. This install guide assumes you are using a freshly downloaded and legit version of Skyrim from Steam. Let's be real, if it's a Yarhar version, you're on your own. Just too many things can go wrong. I'm only covering the basic install. I won't be covering any add-ons or how to get custom modded outfits converted to work with Bodyslide. Believe me, if it was easy, I would have done it. But the custom content and custom modding the outfits, that can balloon wildly out of control in complexity, difficulty, and how much time you need to figure it out. So if it was easy, I would have done it already, but it's not, so for the sake of everyone's time, I'm going to avoid it. Number 4, join the Devourment Discord U. That's where you can very politely ask for support if something goes wrong, and where modded converted outfits and add-ons can be found, as well as any Devourment update news. Also, don't forget to join my Discord. I always put the links in the description. Speaking of video description, number 5. Check it right now. The video description. It's going to have a non-paywall link to my Patreon, where there will be a list of every single mod you would need to get this downloaded and get it working. I highly recommend you copy and paste that entire list into Notepad++ or any kind of Word document like that, and as you download a mod piece by piece, you check it off the list.
Empire loves their damn lists.
Like Santa Claus, just double check, triple check that list. If you miss even a single mod, this whole thing could come undone. It'll save you a massive headache and massive confusion. Number 6. This is quite a tricky install, and I mean that. Not really, but there's a lot that can kind of go wrong. That's why I'm making this video, to help you out. If you're a total novice or new guy to modding, it can be quite tricky. So, pay close attention. I designed this to be as easy as possible to follow. If you're confident in your modding skills, by all means go right on ahead and dive in. If it works, congrats, good job. If it doesn't, swallow your pride, nuke that install, start fresh again and try again. It is way faster than the random amount of time you could spend trying to figure it out piece by piece. Are we clear? Good. Ready to rock and roll? Great. So, let's start with the mod organizer. Okay, first step, we need to get mod organizer 2 downloaded and working. There will be a link, as usual, in the description to get this. This will be your mod manager, and believe me, had I known how good it was, I might have swallowed my pride and ditched Nexus mod manager quite some time ago. So, all you gotta do in this part is just click into files, and you just want to download this top one here. Doesn't hurt to notice the version number, just in the off chance it gets an update. So, get this bad boy downloaded, and we'll then begin the next step. So, mod organizer is now fully downloaded. That took half a second and not several minutes. Just give it a double click and let's get this installation started. It'll need admin rights obviously enough, so give it that look. There's the text, you know what to do. You accept it, click next, and you don't read it, and you click next, and you don't read any of this, and you just click next. And then you click next again, and yeah, let's make a desktop shortcut for later, that's convenience. Get this bad boy installed and then we'll move on to the next steps. I suppose that's one of my favourite sayings. And then we want to launch it. Okay, so step 1 is out of the way. We have Mod Organizer freshly downloaded and fully functional. But before we even open it up, we need to get a fresh copy of Skyrim. So, you know what we do here. You don't have to do this. You just need to make sure you have a fresh copy of Skyrim downloaded. As for me, I like to do this thing where I completely nuke it into orbit and then download a fresh version. For you, this will pretty much just look something like this. You just need to click install. All you need to do is make sure it's a fresh downloaded copy. And now I just need to let this download. Yay! That definitely took more than 4 minutes. Okay, we have our freshly downloaded copy of Skyrim. You do as well. The next step then is we just need to get Mod Organizer up and running. So, you know, launch that from wherever you have it stored away. This is what you're going to see here. Probably not this. It might be different for you. I've used Mod Organizer for Starfields, and yes, it's quite incredible. Both Starfield and Mod Organizer. You'll want to hit into File, Manage Instances, and Create New Instance. Had I known about the power of Mod Organizer 2, I would have ditched Nexus Mod Manager long ago like I should have. So, click New Instance, click Next, click Go Global Instance. I don't know what the differences are, but Global Instance moves this along, so that's what we're going to do. And we now need to find Skyrim here, so type down here, Skyrim. In the event that it doesn't immediately come up on the list, just run the executable inside Steam, just so it has that preferences ini kind of generated. Then it should pop up on the list if we reboot and try that again. Since we bought ours through Steam, you hit here, Steam. If you got it through GOG or Epic Games, you know, click that way, but Steam is sort of the standard king here. So, give it a name. You don't have to do this. I'm just putting in Mod Organizer 2 to remind you that we are definitely using Mod Organizer 2 here. Yeah, how about that? Ignore all this. Archive and validation reminds me of Fallout New Vegas because that's when all that kind of stuff kind of happened. You had to turn it on, you had to turn it off to make custom textures load. Connect to Nexus. If you want, you can. I don't need to, and it doesn't need anything that way, so I just ignore that. And then hit finish. Now it's going to act like it just crashed, but essentially it's just rebooting because when you switch between games, it reboots itself. It's going to come up with this. Honestly, I just hit do nothing. It says use all category defaults. It's probably going to add a bunch of folders. Now, congratulations. You have a fresh copy of Skyrim downloaded. You have Mod Organizer 2 downloaded and working. We have it all ready set to go. The next step now is go onto that list and download every single one of those mods. Remember what I said? You need to make a list and then download every single one of them. Okay, the next step then is once we have all of these mods downloaded is to get them into Mod Organizer. So get it open and get the folder you have that contains the 36 mods. Before we go doing anything else, create a new folder. Yeah, and this one here, SKSE 64. Click and drag that into this folder. We need to separate it out from all the other ones because we need to manually install this one. Double click it to get it open. I'm using WinRAR, you can use whatever. Click this to get all these files here. Go here and click Explore Virtual Folder. It should open up like this. If not, click the little arrow up here. Just make sure it's on the level where we have the executables. That's the crucial point here to get this all correctly lined up. Click and drag, drop them there. It'll drop all that golden lovely stuff there, and that's all we need to do for now. We will need to head back here with Fnis and Bodyslide installed. So, yeah. Close that, that's good there. And just on a personal note, there should be 35 mods here. When we click and drag this into this area here with the downloads, it is just the slightest bit intensive. So, yeah, just don't worry about it. It shouldn't affect you at all. Click and drag it in there and let it accept it all. Okay, that should be them all fully functional there. I'm going to start it by name. Himbo should be at the top, all in one, Ulster start, and so on. Basically, we just need to now double click these and get them installed as we go along. So, I filtered it by name. You should do it as well. It should all line up. We should have the same stuff. Start double clicking and we'll get this stuff installed. Now, some of these mods will have mod menus that pop up. You can explore these in your own time. I'm just going to go through a very generic kind of setup with this, because it can end up ballooning off massively and any other things can happen then, and it's Pandora's box basically. This is the one that has that really realistic looking picture, huh? No, it's not. This is for the jiggle physics. Okay, yeah, there's the image I was on about. So yeah, I did see an option there for GOG, but this is for Skyrim from Steam. I'm sorry to say that if you went into modding with GOG, I hear it's a little bit more tricky. Now, engine fixes. All you gotta do is, well, exit tutorial, right click this here, set this as the data directory. That's all. It looks scary, but it's just because it's been packaged in a way that kind of confuses this wonderful mod engine. Engine fixes, that was also the part 1, part 2 in the past, where part 2 had to be manually installed. Now it's been merged in a way where it can basically just install itself just like that. So yeah, that's an important one. Feminine Argonian textures. I like chameleon because it gives them the rainbow scales. And I've often wondered, because the scales are one colour to another, and they kind of remind me of Sheogorath, because he has this whole like... I've no way to explain it. I would be here forever, and I'm basically like schizo posting. Now, same thing happens here with Fnis. You just want to expand this, right click this, and set it as the data directory. There's some great way to explain it, but it's just because it's been packaged in a slightly different way, and we basically need to tell Mod Organizer that's the way to install it, just so everything lines up. There's wonderful stories behind every single component for every single one of these mods, but I'm going to let you in on a little unfortunate secret. I have installed this, or attempted to get this mod. I have run this installation about 10 times now to make sure I get the recording perfect. So I kinda don't want to go explaining these in case I make any issues. I will say though, this was made by Gaztech, the developer of current Devourment and Winterweight, so that's important. I want to point that out. Here's Refactored. Ooh, it's the important one. Thank you to Gaz, Macross, Baka, Cold Steel, Rocks, Yumi the Shark, Kendry, Galbar 1313, Redman and Hungry Fox, and oh me! How cool! I'm here! Long story short, I basically gave the original head dev of Devourment Refactor some ideas, and I also learned that some of my dialogue from the old Devourment was ported over, and yeah, I like helping out where I can. Gerking, he's done amazing work with the dialogue. I still need to try that, I'm sad to say. Stranger as well. Ginky X, Vegan for starting Devourment. That's a whole can of worms I don't think we want to open right now. Leads good, but yeah, interesting. Sky UI, spell perk item distributor. A lot of this is foundational stuff for a modded Skyrim, so you're not kind of going out of your way to install weird mods. A lot of these mods are fairly universal and used by everyone else. They have all the little script hooks and magic words that make other magic words work. Tribute vanilla outfit conversion. A very important mod because the way this development works is you have to custom convert an outfit so that the belly appears. And what Treeview here has done is taken every vanilla outfit and custom converted it so that it works with Devourment. It looks great, and yeah, I've tried doing one conversion and it was a nightmare. So honestly, hats off to this person for doing all of that. An official Skyrim special edition patch. I wonder, does that still make the first dragon you face say that line? Dova King? No. UI, dead body cleanup script. Screw it, let's just talk a little bit. In Skyrim, as you kill NPCs and then they despawn off the face of the planet, they get sent to a custom cell where it's basically a dead body storage cleanup cell. I believe over time this cell can get so full of ragdolls that it eventually bloats out your whatchamacallit, script, save file size, save bloat. That mod prevents that. Winterweight, Gaztec. See, the guy is cool. He realized that separating out the weight gain and the vor were important, because you'll have people that will only want the vor, but not the weight gain. But then you have people that want the weight gain, but not the vor. So he separated the two of them, but then also made it so that the two of them will work together if they're installed. So that's just brilliant. Like, and then maximum compatibility skeleton. I'm not going to even pretend to know. All I know is it does stuff to the skeletons that works with the mesh in the game. It's a whole developer programmer kind of thing that modders will be familiar with, but most people won't. So that's everything installed here. Next, what we need to do here is basically just click this top guy. No, hang on. We right click and go all mods. Enable all. Really enable 35 mods? Yes. It would be 36, but we manually installed the script extender. So, next step then, before we go launching it, we need to do the Fnis and the Bodyslide step. So again, click Explore Virtual Folder, click Run, and then just follow what I do here. We should be inside the data folder. Carlotta's Tools, Bodyslide, and Outfit. Okay, instead of that, what you want to actually do is click Bodyslide, not Outfit Studio. I was really hoping to get that in one go, but we'll clip that part. So, don't get daunted, this is just a lot of information. Follow what I do and we'll have this sorted nice and quick. You want to click this magnifying glass here and click Groups. You want to click DD Female Vor Morphs Tribute. Click OK. Click anywhere on this list just to give it a refresh. Let's just say Body. Actually, let's make it a safer work one so I don't have to censor it. Click Fur, click Preview. It should come up like this. If it didn't, I don't know, reinstall everything, you might mess something up. Preset, click any of these you want. I'm just going to go with Curvy. You can explore these in your own time. Yeah, look at that. Real cool. This is the... Look, I don't know. It's a custom-made mesh that is a vanilla outfit, but it's been converted to work with Devourment. It's a lot of stuff. All you and me need to know is you click this to choose the group for the female morphs. You clicked an outfit. You click the preset. You've told it what you want, and you want to batch build it then for every outfit on that list. Okay. So that's basically applied this curvy type of body to every outfit on the list, which is a lot. Next, we're going to do the dudes. So again, DD, himbo, male, female, male, vormorphs. If you're not into it, you don't have to. I'm just doing it to cover it for the people that do like male vor. They have a hard enough time existing as is. I want to show them that I'm not like that. So, again, anywhere on this list, you just gotta click. I'm just clicking fur so that a male body with the fur armor appears, and I don't have to edit it to censor. Preset again. These are a load of names. I believe I found Mike to be fairly reasonable. I believe Hugo is a big burly guy. Yeah. That's the kind of guy that makes the floorboards creak. So again, and just batch build. Anything comes up, just click OK. It said Braveheart, you know, the forsworn top tier guys. You're not going to see very many of them, so I wouldn't really, you know, lose much sleep over that. Great. One final one before we leave Bodyslide forever and hopefully never ever have to touch it ever again is you just want to hit Devourment female, click OK, and I'm going to close the preview here because this is a nude body. This one here, 3BAV2, click that and then click whatever outfit you picked. I clicked CBB curvy, hit that and then just build. It's a long story, but I've heard from a lot of people the vor belly doesn't appear in the naked body, and when you build this specific one, that makes it appear. So, that's the daunting task of Bodyslide done. Congrats. I don't like going near that because it confuses the hell out of me. That's the bare minimum and the maximum we need to do there. Finally, tools. Fnis for users. Double click this guy. Again, I have no idea the ins and outs of this. I know the bare minimum and maximum I want and need to know. I just click skeleton arm fix and then update Fnis behavior. I know, there's the Pandora, there's the Nemesis, but Fnis for me still works fine. Now, it's going to take a little bit because it has to work its magic. It might look like it's frozen, it might even say up here not responding. Just give it a moment to crunch all of its numbers and do all of the things necessary. It'll let you know when it's done. Oh yes, waiter, please. More weird CMD boxes popping up suspiciously. Okay, done. And yeah, it's all good now, so close that. Okay, we're going to tack this on here at the edge because I completely forgot it and I've done this tutorial many times and I want to just get this done at this point. Say you want the creatures to have the vor bellies. You have to install Fnis creature add-on. There will be a link in that description. I'm not going to count it towards the total because then I'd have to redo the entire tutorial. Install Fnis creatures into Mod Organizer or Vortex. Pop up Fnis and you'll see then the option for creatures has appeared. You literally just click update Fnis behavior. That takes care of that. And then just to cover all areas, you want to boot up Bodyslide, check Devourment creatures, like that. Select anything on this list. Look, here's a horse. Nay. And then make sure that that does that. And then literally just batch build on 0 sliders. And then that's that part done. The presets are going to be empty, so it doesn't matter what's there. Outfit body doesn't matter, just as long as all the sliders are 0. That'll take care of that. That'll give the creatures vor bellies. Close that. You're good. We have all the mods downloaded, we have them all installed, we have the script extender, the Bodyslide and the Fnis. We're good to go. I just say before we hit run, close this and open it back up just to give it a chance to check everything. Great. Click Explore Virtual Folder, click SKSE, and click Run. Cross your fingers, and all that good stuff. Okay, congratulations if you hit to this menu. If you've gotten to this point and it hasn't crashed, it's golden. Maybe not perfectly golden, but the fact you got here shows that everything is installed and working. The final step now, before you get to enjoy this, is just to check everything. So click a new game, click yes, and we'll move on to the final part. Oh, just very quickly, if you launch in and your screen doesn't look like this with all the sliders, go into Vortex and just right click Race Menu Anniversary Edition and reinstall, and then it should appear like this. Okay, it's just something that popped up in my testing. I want to cover all the areas. Okay, let's get on with the end game. Okay, well, hello there, handsome. You are a fancy looking specimen with that nice smooth skin and higher detail body. Unfortunately, we're gonna go with a female cat girl. Yeah. Hello, good sir. Hello, good lady. Oh, yeah, I guess I'll also show you this as well. Say you make 1,000,000 and so edits. I infinitely recommend you go to presets and save your character. Also hungry cat. Hungry old kitty cat. We've done this 10 times, and I'm hoping this is the one. Big old hungry kitty cat. The reason I recommend saving your preset is I remember there was a guy that spent a good 30 minutes working on his character in Devourment voice chat before he finished and named his character Big Old Hungry Kitty Cat. I told him go back and save the preset before you proceed. He did so, he accepted, and then the flipping game crashed. Now if he didn't save that preset, he would have lost all of that progress on that character. Now I know it's a brand new character, but he was working fire on whatchamacallit, tattoos and all that. So we have our character in game. Let's jiggle like a VTuber. Let's go through some of the main menu stuff. So I just recommend making a quick save now. I know we just made it, but just screw it. Give it a shot there. Okay, welcome to the end game. The mod should most certainly be fully functional at this point, but let's just go through a few things. Let's just do the good stuff here. Let's spawn ourselves a target. Part. Open up the console. It is the grave key, which is at the top left of your keyboard, next to the left of the number 1, above the tab option. That should be enabled by default. If it's not, I don't know, do some Google searches, some results should come up, you should be able to find a fix, but by default this is enabled. So you want to type player.place, oops, butterfingers, place at me 7-1. This is going to spawn a copy of the player. Now the copy of the player is like the default NPC version of the player. They're going to be clad in the default iron set, which is going to make our character's ears disappear. Don't worry about it. It's just because she's wearing a helmet and I am not. So we have selected Endo. The way Endo goes by default in this game is it's the type of war where you're not going to hurt them if you try and swallow them. You can convince them in a little bit. This is more for testing purposes, so don't worry about this. I will go into it in a moment. But I need to go to Endo Vor settings and hit Endo anyone. By default, you can only Endo people who are good friends with you because they trust you're not just going to immediately eat them and digest them. With that ticked, it means we can Endo anyone. They just trust us, I guess. So, go into Magic, click Endo and press Z, the shout key. And hey, look at that! We get ourselves a nice big Vor belly. Now, of course, her ears are still invisible. That's just because she's wearing an iron helmet inside her belly. So now I just want to make sure that the belly appears when we remove that. Yeah, look at that. And now put that back on. People that get this mod working can enjoy that part later. So, let's go through the settings. Hey look, our ears are back. Yeah, it's because we took her outfit off and on. It gave the appearance, I don't know, some protocols and a chance to reinitialize, blah blah blah. Just gave it the kick it needed. Now, let's go over the menu settings, mod configuration. There's a lot, so what I say in general is just leave them as defaults. If you start messing with them, anything can happen. So we basically have two to go through here. Devourment and then winter weight. Winter weight is the weight gain mod. It is a separate weight slider that this mod adds, so your character basically gets a type of character progression as you eat people. Yeah, it's a separate weight slider, so it's different. Now, let's begin with Devourment, and we have all these fun menus to dig through. Stats and perks. Check to make sure we're still recording, because a few times this stopped recording and I was talking to myself like the absolute madcap I am. So, stats and perks, as its name suggests, it gives you lots of numbers if you like all that stuff. In general, you eat people, they're gonna lose health. You get eaten, you're gonna lose health. As you eat people, your spread skill goes up. As you struggle and break free of people, your prey skill also goes up. One helps you gurgle, one helps you not gurgle. We have the prey pred tree here. Now it's quite basic, but you basically click this and then X out the menu, and it pulls up a simple enough menu. As you level up your vor perk, vor kind of skills, more options will come available here. When you do level up, you'll see it. The same with the prey. It basically just makes it so it's more easier for you to escape. You can do more damage because struggling inside someone actually hurts them, and all that kind of good stuff. These are kind of endgame perks. By the time you get these, I'll say you'd be very comfortable with the game. You have this option here if you have vomiting or releasing prey. If you have them disabled, instead items that you would have spit up or released will be added to your inventory somehow. Don't question it. You have stats. You have stats. Oh, you have lots of stats. Lots and lots and lots of stats. There's some missing there, but they're missing for a good reason. Let's move on. General settings. Now, I recommend setting the prey dialogue key to G by default, because the old school Devourment for Legendary Edition Skyrim had a basically, I'll show you here. Except all this, you press the letter G on your keyboard, and you'll speak to the prey that's inside there. You have all these options you can explore in your own time. And it works vice versa. If a pred swallowed you willingly or unwillingly, you can beg for your life, or you can chat to them depending on the situation. Obviously, if you're being digested, it's begging. If you're not, you can request things, and vice versa. Like if you're digesting them, you have access to kind of flavorful, cruel dialogue. Whereas when it's endo, as you've seen there, you get those options. So yeah, that's what I think. That's what that one does. I don't really recommend pressing any of these other ones here. From what I hear, you can set a separate vor key, so instead of using the spell, you can use the button. But I heard you can button mash it to try many more times than you normally would. It's up to you. Look, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You have your options here. I would recommend keeping this one off here, because it can easily accidentally cause an essential NPC to be digested, and you can fail the main quest. Like, a random wolf could just somehow get lucky, and then boom, Skyrim's doomed. Unless you're into that. The thread of prophecy has been severed. Reload an old save, or continue in the Doom world. Any Morrowind fans? You have this option here if you don't want to be digested, but you know, it's up to you. Difficulty preset, I say leave this exactly the way it is. Don't touch any of it. It can cause massive balancing issues. This is about the only one I recommend touching, and that just basically means how quickly your belly will shrink. If you want to immediately go and eat an entire village, there's the option right there. You can have the old school version where it's only one person at a time, but then you have the options here where it's like based on your skill. Because based on your skill, you'll eventually be able to eat things far bigger than you. Mammoths, dragons, dwarven centurions. Two other options here I kind of recommend. Swallow heal, I recommend keeping that off. You want to weaken prey through fighting before you eat them. With this turned on, when someone gets eaten, they get all their health back. Now, it'll affect you as well, but essentially you'll be having to try to get all their health down, and it's never really easy, especially if they're a boss. You don't want to get the boss all the way down, nom them, and then they get all their health back, and then they like immediately end your existence with a few punches from inside. Prey stripping. When you eat people, their chest plate is removed. You tend to like burp that up alongside them if they escape. It's up to you. Like, a lot of this is like preference. Moving on. Blacklist, whitelist. I'm not too sure. I would just say, if you have a preference, figure this part out. I don't. I'm up for whatever's there. NPC predators. This is where you can kind of set it to where, what creatures do you want? Do you want men or women, female predator toggles? Do you want to turn it off and honor vegan because vegan doesn't like male preds? Do you have a certain creature that's bullying you way too much? Are you being eaten by rabbits? Are tiny little rabbits bullying you? There's the option. You have your chances there, and you have a player bias system. Essentially, do you want NPC predators not to eat you, or do you want NPC predators to only eat you? Now, they're not going to go out of their way. It's basically just based on a proximity system. They'll make the attempt, it'll run all the dice rolls, and then if you're eaten, you're eaten. Again, you can explore all these in your own time. They're all pretty self-explanatory. I just want to go through the menus. Disposal and regurgitation. So basically, once you're fully done digesting someone and they're completely gone, what happens next? By default, NPCs, so like human characters like my character here, they'll be turned into bones. Based on their race, they will have a unique skeleton. So a Khajiit that gets eaten and kind of released as a skeleton, they'll have their tail and they'll have a separate specific skull type. You can change it to a big old pile, you can change it to you vomit up the remains, like I think they're called scrags from Borderlands. They vomit up what they can't digest, and you normally find those piles everywhere. Or absorb, where the belly literally just shrinks to nothing. Classic Vor. Items. It's more a case of, I think if it's, yeah, like creatures here as well. It's, you know, just experiment these in your own time, but they basically all do pretty good in default. The OG Devourment had it where when you crouch down, if you were ready to release something, it would happen. I like keeping that on. It's on by default. Skulls and reformation. This is a fairly important one, so pay a bit of attention. By default, any unique NPCs you eat, so these are like, you know, story NPCs or town NPCs that have a unique name, you'll get their skull when you digest them. You can turn this one here on and you'll collect everyone's skull. So basically like a bandit, you'll just collect their skull. The reformation, if you drop their skull as an item on the ground. So, I don't know, do we have anything in here? We'll just drop our shoes. So you'll drop the skull like this, and then you'll cast the Vor spell on it, and then you basically eat the skull. And it's pretty cool. I'll let you explore it in your own time, but the belly basically then starts to expand out and grow until they basically come back to life. Reformation. As long as you have their skull, you can bring them back to life. It is quite interesting, I have to admit. Or, you know, skulls for the skull throne. You can certainly do that. And then, of course, you have options like this here. Just, you know, in your own time you can explore it. And yes, if you collect a dragon skull, a whole heckin' dragon skull, and you stick it inside your belly, you will, I don't know, burp up an entire dragon, full size and all. Endo 4. As I said before, the way this one works is this is off by default, so you need to be friends with someone to endo them. If you turn it on, yeah, you can basically endo anyone. Random noms. That's one where I believe by default you can ask a friend to randomly eat you, and yeah, that's a bit of fun. Visual and sound. There you go, there's all the options. When an NPC prey dies, they let out this scream. If you're not a fan of that, you can just tick that and change it into more of a loud gurgle. You have a vanilla weight gain slider here. It all kind of explains itself. Pre-felled predator chance, by the way, is how an NPC, a generic one, will sometimes spawn with a belly. It's just cosmetic, so you're not gonna like heroically free someone in a tight spot. And then yeah, you have the option of burping up items. It is quite funny. You eat someone, your character burps, and then a helmet just kind of pops out of your mouth. It's kind of fun like that. So there's your option if you're the kind of predator that likes when you burp up close, or if you do want to turn it off. Morph settings. I do not recommend touching any of this. This is like a finely tuned clock. Touch it at your own peril. It's basically just the way this belly kind of gurgles and moves around. If you tweak the settings, you can change it. I just recommend not going near it. Race weights. In the past, you had to manually define this. Essentially, it's what each race represents. So, a chicken isn't going to take up in your belly as much space as the giant that the companions outside Whiterun attack, and so on. You have a dark elf race. All the human races playable are all 100. Everything above is going to need more belly capacity to swallow. Anything smaller, you get how it goes. Dragon, you need 1,000, and so on. You know, you can tweak these if you want. Be my guest. Go do whatever you want. Debugging. You probably shouldn't need to go here at all. But, you know, read the things here and see what you want to do. If you've made a million tweaks and you want to save those settings, there's the option to save it onto a single kind of file, and then there's the option to load it. So if you like the settings on one save and then want another one, that's how you do it. You have the options here. Unrestricted mode lets you eat parts of the environment, so you can eat the entire room and fall endlessly into the void. Have fun with that one. You have all these options here of adding skill, setting it to 100, or just adding some more. Flush vomit queue, that's if for some reason prey or predators get stuck. I've never seen it. In the old Devourment it happened fairly often, but it happened reliably enough that you'd never have an issue. NPCs would just drop right from you, and yeah, that would fix itself, but it never really had an issue. And you have these other ones here. You really don't need to go here unless there's something really wrong with your Skyrim, but I would suspect that if you get to a point where this is bugging out, your Skyrim has bigger problems than just this mod. Typically script save bloat, or just too many script mods going at once, that kind of stuff. Dependencies. Well, if you followed my tutorial, this should all look the exact same as yours. If it doesn't somehow, I don't know, just reinstall everything again. You shouldn't have to look at this screen, and there shouldn't be any errors that pop up on screen. So, that is Devourment taken care of. Look at that happy kitty. I imagine she'd be purring. We still, however, have Winterweight to go for. So, before we do Winterweight, I recommend saving. Just because this can go a little... Well, in the past I remember it was an older version. It can sometimes make a weirdness to your character's skin. So, this is the weight gain mod. By default, it's disabled. So just click this and then X out the menu. What I wanted to check there for was, in the past when I enabled that mod, it has been fixed. your character's arms would get a weird skin tone. And yeah, that's why I said do the safety save just in case. Winter weight, as we know it's going to happen here. As you eat food, as you eat ingredients, as you drink, and vampire stuff and potions and all this, and of course eat people vor, you will gain a weight over time. You'll also lose weight over time, weight loss amount, weight loss rate, and a maximum weight. Now it's set to 2 for a reason, but if you want to set that to above 10, by all means go ahead, but you know, you'll quickly see why it's only set to 2. Your character base just balloons up way too big, and it's not good looking at all. I know it sounds good, but it's not. You quickly see the polygon count. So yeah, there's settings for all your body parts. Essentially, as your character gains weight, their arms kind of lean out a little bit further to adjust with the weight gain, so your arms don't just kind of clip into themselves when you have a really big belly. You have other options here as well to check. If you drop food for your companions, you can turn that on so they'll eat it. Options to adjust tail. This section here, normal map swaps, I don't recommend touching any of that. It's like a very perfectly made clock. So, just to even show it off really quickly, you can do a debug, and this is just temporary. You set it up to 2. So we'll just do that here just as a fun laugh. Exit the menu, and then boom. Yes. Character development. You see the way the arms are slightly wider out now to accommodate her bigger body. Now that's only temporary. If you want to gain this fabulous character progression, you're going to have to do a lot of eating of people and food and ingredients and all that stuff. That's basically what winter weight does. You can tweak the settings in your own time. I really don't recommend it because, I mean, just look at all this. There's so much, and it's the same for like males. I'm not too sure if there is an option for males or creatures. I think it's female only focused, so yeah, have fun with that. That's basically it. Yeah, so that's Devourment and winter weight fully explained. Are you gonna lose that weight or what? And yeah, that's basically everything there. If you have any issues with the mod, just let me know and I'll try and help out. I made this guide as a way of basically throwing the video at people, so I don't have to try and help 10 people one at a time. I can kind of just go, here's the video, try to do a fresh reinstall. I'm not being bad, but there's 10 years and there's only one of me. But yeah, thank you very much for your patience, and look, I know it was a long-winded video. I wanted to cover every area as much as I could to make this as future-proof as possible. If I wanted to summarize it in one word, I'd be like, here's the mod, here's the list, download, install, there you go, have fun. But no, this is for total novices, and maybe people that like the sound of my voice. So to finish out, I'm just going to press G, and sorry, but I think I'm going to digest you now. Oh, I was hoping you would say that. And what that dialogue basically triggers then is a willing digestion where they're not going to struggle. If it was anything else, they'd be like, oh, you'll pay for this treachery, and then the blue bar would appear next to the red bar representing their struggles. And if it basically gets full, they basically break out. While they struggle, you lose a bit of health, but you kind of gain it as you digest them, so it's a balancing act. It's only really if... Oh dear. It's only really if it's like a high-leveled boss. Do you have anything really to fear? Anything lower than you in the food chain is basically padding onto your body. That's essentially what happens once digestion finishes on them. They stop struggling, and that brown bar represents how far along they have to kind of go. So yeah, and once it's done, you crouch down and, you know, depending on your settings, you relieve yourself in some way. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and I hope this helps out. If you have any issues at all, let me know by, I don't know, Discord, Patreon, YouTube, Twitter. I had someone once contact my business email, and that was pretty cool, but I kind of had to let them know It's only really for business, but I'm still happy to help. It's just not the primary way. So yeah, go forth and satiate your hunger, you hungry thing. Okay, I better go. Thanks for watching. Bye now.